I'm Barbara. Welcome to this week's episode of Craft Corner Kits to Go. This week we are going to make some Indian corn. This is a pretty easy project. We're going to use some bubble wrap and a craft roll. We need white glue. We're just going to take the glue and kind of coat the craft roll and lay it on your bubble wrap so that you have at least 2 inches at the top and maybe 1 inch at the bottom. So I've got it on there and I'm rolling it, and you can see the glue inside. And then when I get to the end, I'm going to do a little more glue like that and fasten it shut, and then put a rubber band on each end. And the rubber band is going to hold it in place, and you have to let it dry maybe for a day before you go any further. Before we stop to let this dry, we're going to go ahead and put a little glue just inside the shorter edge of the craft roll and turn this bubble wrap in so that it's in. Now this end, we want it to look like the top of a corn cob. So in order to do that, I'm going to include in your kit some of this double-sided tape. And you'll just take a piece about 2 inches and peel it off. And then peel off the other side. Then you've got a piece of double-sided tape. And you're going to put it inside the top of this corn cob so that you can make this stick together in a point like that. Now, before we set this aside to dry, we could go ahead and paint it, and that way it can be waiting for the paint to dry and the glue to dry. So I have an old paper plate, and I've got some paint in yellow, and I'm going to use orange. And red. I'm going to mix the red with a little brown because we want this to look like Indian corn. And these colors are all in Indian corn, but red is kind of a burgundy red. So in order to make it burgundy, I'm just throwing a little bit of brown in there. And I've got some purple. Okay, so the whole plan is to paint these small circles like corn kernels. And you don't paint every one because in Indian corn, there's an orange one right next to a yellow one, right next to a burgundy one. So I'm painting kind of polka dots on this. So you can see, I'm not painting every dot. I'm just painting dots every once in a while. So these, all right, now I'm switching colors. So I'm going to put purple in between the orange. And I got brown and red. And so I'm doing a little bit of each color and not having them right next to each other. So they end up looking like corn kernels where these dots of the bubble wrap are. So you can see you want to do this all over your corn cob. And when you finish, you've got an ear of corn like this. And then you will set it aside and let it dry. After it's dry, you're going to take a paper bag and cut down the side and then cut the bottom off. So cut the bottom off, and I have a piece of brown paper. Now I'm going to go down the middle because this one paper bag will do 2 corn. First, I'm going to wad it up and squeeze it really hard and then straighten it back out. The reason I'm doing this is because I want it to look like corn husks. So now I'm going to lay my corn cob on there and maybe roll it and fold it a little bit so that the corn shows, kind of like I guess a baby blanket where you've got 2 pieces and you've got your corn here. So I'm going to take this, and I think I'll take one of these double-sided pieces of tape and peel the sticky off so that I can use it. And I'm going to put it on my paper and then peel the sticky off and lay that on there like that so it sticks. And I'm going to fold this in and do it again. So I get another piece. And you peel it off. Find the sticky one. And put it on the bottom. Pull the paper off. Leave the sticky. And then fold that up like that. So now I'm getting there. I want to take my scissors and trim this paper bag so it resembles a corn husk. So I'm cutting these triangles out of it. When I'm finished, I have a piece of Indian corn. And I think you should have enough in your kit to do 2 of these. So you could lay them on the table for Thanksgiving or just make them a fall decoration. But you will have made this. So that's it for Craft Corner Kits to Go, and we'll see you next week.